Students, in this video we will discuss two examples. First example is constraint problem. We have this how to solve the geometric programming problem with a constraint. Before that we have taken two examples and both are unconstrained optimization. Here we are solving constraint optimization. To solve this constraint optimization, we will use the arithmetic mean geometric mean inequality, this form. We will use this form. Its final representation is this. We will use this form. Fine. So how to use this? Let's see. So here we have constraint problem. This is the constraint optimization problem with degree of difficulty 1. Fine. So this is objective function and this is the constraint. In objective function we have 1, 2 and 3 polynomials. Similarly in the constraint we have 1 and 2 polynomials. So ultimately total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 polynomials are involved in this optimization problem. So that's why n is 5. Number of variables is 2, 3, 1, x1, x2, x3. So n is 3. So degree of difficulty is n minus 1, hence 1. So degree of difficulty is 1. This is a constraint optimization problem with degree of difficulty 1. So how to solve this problem? So let's see. So the objective function is f of x is this 2x1 x2 plus 2x1 x2 inverse x3 plus 4x1 inverse x2 square x3 minus raised to the power half. Fine. So here we have three polynomials denoted by u1, u2 and u3. Then we can write this as greater than equal to u1 by delta 1 power delta 1, u2 by delta 2 raised to the power delta 2, u3 by delta 3 raised to the power delta 3 with the help of arithmetic mean geometric mean inequality. Here delta 1 plus delta 2 plus delta 3 is 1. This is the normality condition, and delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 all are positive numbers. Fine. Now for the constraint, this is the constraint root 3 x2 raised to the power minus 1 plus 3 x1 raised to the power minus 1 x3 raised to the power minus half is less than equal to 1. This can be written as u4 plus u5 is less than equal to 1, where this is u4 and this second term is u5. Now we will use this inequality, this modified arithmetic mean geometric mean inequality. So here 1 can be written as 1 raised to the power lambda, which is nothing but, because this is 1, so 1 is greater than equal to u1 4 plus u5, so its raised to the power lambda is also greater than equal to u4 plus u5 raised to the power lambda. Now we will use this inequality, so that's why greater than equal to lambda raised to the power lambda, u4 by delta 4 raised to the power delta 4, u4 by u4 by delta 5 raised to the power delta 5, where delta 4 plus delta 5 is lambda. This is the normality condition. So delta 4 delta 5 is greater than 0. Fine. So now when we combine these two, we will get an unconstrained optimization problem, which is this. So here, so from 1 and 2, dual problem can be written as this. Here we have not written x raised to the power this, because that I think you have already aware about that. If you replace this, what you will get, I will show you. When you combine these two equations, what you will get? Suppose you are getting a new function phi, a function of delta. So we will get u1 by delta 1 raised to the power delta 1, u2 by delta 2 raised to the power delta 2, u3 by delta 3 raised to the power delta 3, and multiply by 1, and this 1 is basically this, multiply by 1 can be replaced by greater than equal to So multiply by 1, and then this 1 can be replaced by this quantity. So hence we can say that we are getting u1 by delta 1 raised to the power delta 1. This is our basically fx. So here we are having f of x, sorry, this is our f of x is greater than equal to this, and here is 1. This 1 is again replaced by this. This 1 is also replaced by this. So we can say that we have u1 by delta 1 raised to the power this, u2 by delta 2 raised to the power delta 2, u3 by delta 3 raised to the power delta 3 into 1. 1 is this, 1 is greater than equal to this, lambda raised to the power lambda, u4 by delta 4 raised to the power delta 4, and u4 5 by delta 5 raised to the power delta 5. Fine. Now replace the values of u1, u2, u3, u4. So what we will get? What is u1? u1 is this term 2x1 x2 by delta 1 raised to the power delta 1. u2 is the second polynomial. So 2x1 x2 inverse x3 by delta 2 raised to the power delta 2. Then u3 third polynomial, 4x1 inverse x2 square x3 minus half by delta 3 raised to the power delta 3. And then next term is I am writing here, so lambda raised to the power lambda into this multiply by u4. u4 is this root 3 x2 inverse by delta 4 raised to the power delta 4, and then last term u5 3x1 inverse x3 minus half raised to the power delta 5 raised to the power delta 5. Now if you collect the powers of x1, then you will get x1 raised to the power delta 1 from here. From here we get delta 2, so delta 2. From here minus delta 3. There is no x1. Here we have minus delta 5. Similarly, collect the powers of x2. So from here delta 1, from here minus delta 2, from here plus 2 delta 3, from here minus delta 4, from here there is no x2. And now the last term is x3. x3, collect the powers of x3. So from here there is no x3, here delta 2, here minus half delta 3, here there is no x3, here minus half delta 5. And now remaining terms are 2 by delta 1 raised to the power delta 1, 2 by delta 2 raised to the power delta 2, 4 by delta 3 raised to the power delta 3, then root 3 by delta 4 raised to the power delta 4, and 3 by delta 5 raised to the power delta 5, and this lambda raised to the power lambda. But what is lambda? What is lambda? Lambda is this. If you will see, lambda is this. Delta 4 plus delta 5 is lambda. So we can replace this. We can replace this lambda raised to the power lambda by delta 4 plus delta 5 raised to the power delta 4 plus delta 5. Fine. Now by the orthogonality condition, this should be 0. This quantity should be 0. This quantity should be 0. So ultimately what we will get? We will get this result. We will get this result. Fine. So we will get the remaining terms, these terms, and along with this equal to 0, this is equal to 0, this is equal to 0. So this is written here. First 2, 3 conditions. Fine. With normality condition is this. With normality condition. So we have 4 equations. How many unknowns are there? 5. Delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, delta 4 and delta 5. 4 equations with 5 unknowns. So obviously infinitely many solutions. Fine. So now here is delta 4 and delta 5 is also greater than 0. So on solving, so here what we have selected delta 5, a decision variable, and all the remaining decision variables are evaluated in terms of delta 5. So what we, after solving this, we get delta 1 is equal to delta 2 is equal to 1 plus delta 5 by 4, delta 3 is equals to 1 minus delta 5 by 2, delta 4 is 1 minus delta 5. So all are evaluated in terms of delta 5. Now substitute these values herein. So ultimately we have a function of delta 5. So delta phi of delta is equal to, from here when you substitute these values here, so we get 8 upon 1 plus delta 5 raised to the power 1 plus delta 5 by 4. Similarly here, from here we get 8 by 1 plus delta 5 raised to the power 1 plus delta 5 by 4. From here we get 8 upon 1 minus delta 5 raised to the power 1 minus delta 5 by 2. From here we get root 3 upon 1 minus delta 5 raised to the power 1 minus delta 5. And from this term, what we will get? 3 upon delta 5 raised to the power delta 5. Fine. And here delta 4 plus delta 5, when you added delta 4, so this will be 1. Delta 4 plus delta 5 is 1. So that's why 1 raised to the power 1. So this is 1 actually. Fine. So this is 1. Now taking logarithmic both sides, so we get, now you can write down this as a delta 5, no problem. So here we have delta 5. So taking logarithmic log, so log of this will be, so since they are in product, so that's why log of this plus log of this quantity plus log of this quantity plus log of this quantity plus log of this quantity. And since this is in power, so this can be written as 1 plus delta 5 by 2. So after simplification we get this, and after cancelling, ultimately all the terms we get this last term, log 8 minus 1 plus delta 5 by 2 log 1 plus delta 5 minus 3 into 1 minus delta 5 by 2 log 1 minus delta 5 plus 1 by 2 log 3 1 plus delta 5 minus delta 5 log delta 5. So this is after simplification. Fine. So now differentiate, because for maximization our target is to maximize this. So now differentiate this and put it 0 and find out the value of delta 5. So here, so just differentiate this. So d by delta 5 log phi delta 5 is equal to minus half log 1 plus delta 5 minus half plus 3 by 2 log 1 minus delta 5 plus 3 by 2 plus log 3 by 2 minus log delta 5 minus 1, and this should be 0. So after simplification this, we get this equation is equal to 0. Then here when you multiply by 2, through this equation is multiplied by 2, so we get minus log 1 plus delta 5 plus 3 log 1 minus delta 5 minus 2 log delta 5 plus log 3 is equal to 0. Fine. Now collect all these logarithmic except this. So we will take this in the right hand side and these terms in the left hand side. Fine. Or sorry, this is in the left hand side and all these terms in the right hand side. So their sign will be changed. जब हम इसको इधर ले जाएंगे सब sign change हो जाएंगे, तो हो जाएगा log 1 plus delta 5 plus 2 log delta 5 minus this is equal to log 3. Now we can simplify this क्योंकि सारे log हैं. So क्या हो जाएगा, प्रोडक्ट में आ जाएंगे और जैसे ये है ये पावर में चला जाएगा, स्क्वायर हो जाएगा, ये पावर में चला जाएगा 3 हो जाएगा, और माइनस में है क्योंकि इधर तो डिनोमिनेटर में जाएगा. सो log 1 प्लस डेल्टा 5 होल स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय 1 माइनस डेल्टा 5 raised to the power 3 is equal to log 3. When you comparing, so we get this quantity is equal to 3. So this quantity is equal to 3, and then after simplification we will get an equation, basically a cubic equation, and the root of this positive root is basically delta 5 is equal to half. इसके और भी root होंगे but the positive root is half. So based on this we can easily find out delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 and delta 4. So the values are delta 1 is equal to delta 2 is equal to 3 by 8, delta 3 is 1 by 4 and delta 4 is half and delta 5 is half. Now substitute these values in the equation, in this equation. So what we will get? We will get maximum 5 f, this delta 5 is equal to 32, and minimum of f of x is 32. Both will be same values. Equality holds. Fine. So equality holds when u1 by delta 1, you know that. So this is equal to this when u1 by delta 1 is equal to u2 by delta 2 is equal to u3 by delta 3. We are not taking u4 and 5 because both they are basically related with the constraint. They are taken here. So what is u1? U1 is this delta 1 and this is equal to f star. This is f star. This is your f star is 32. So now equating this is equal to 32, we will provide you this. u2 by delta 2 is equal to 32 gives you this. u3 by delta 3 is equal to 32 gives you this. Then we have next equation, u4 by delta 4 is equal to u5 by delta 5 is equal to delta 4 plus delta u4 plus u5 upon delta 4 plus delta 5. But this is equal to actually this is equal to u4 plus u5. Fine. So here we are having basically 1 upon lambda. Fine. So this is 1 by lambda, and now solve these equations, and finally after getting the solution we get x1 star is equal to root 3, x2 star is equal to 2 root 3, x3 star is 12, and minimum of f star is 32. So this is the procedure. Fine. Now here we are taking generalized polynomial optimization. What is this? Till now, if you will see the problem, what is the actual problem? If you will see, for example, this problem, all the coefficients here, all the constants, they are positive. Similarly, if you take previous example, in previous examples, all the signs are positive. Here positive sign, here positive sign, here positive sign. Fine. Before that, if you will see this example, positive sign, positive sign, positive sign. And this is because we have initially, if you will see the initial assumption, then you will clearly understand the why. Because here all the coefficients here Cj, all the Cj, here all the Cj are positive constants. But sometimes we are having negative Cj. Sometimes we are having negative Cj. If this Cj is negative, then how to solve that problem? This is our actual problem. Fine. तो अगर ये Cj negative हो जाए तो कैसे solve करेंगे? This is solved in generalized polynomial equation. So let's see how to solve this. So here we have this generalized polynomial equation. So here generalized polynomial optimization. So we are considering only here unconstrained optimization. Fine. तो मैं केवल unconstrained optimization को discuss करूँगा. So this is minimum of f of x is equal to minus 12. So here we have a negative value, x1 raised to the power minus 3 x2 square plus 4x1 minus 3 x2 cube plus 3x1 minus 4 x2 square. So due to this minus 12, we have a negative sign. So that's why this is known as generalized polynomial. ठीक. तो अगर ये माइनस हो जाती है कोई भी टर्म, तो वो जनरलाइज्ड पॉलिनोमियल की हेल्प से सॉल्व होगी. अगर सबके सब पॉजिटिव हैं, सो यू कैन यूज ऑर्डिनरी मेथड. फाइन. सो हाउ टू सॉल्व दिस? सो टू सॉल्व दिस बेसिकली we will use the help of signum function. We will use the signum function. Fine. So that the terms with negative coefficient reduce to the problem with positive coefficient. तो हम इसको पॉजिटिव में कन्वर्ट कर देंगे with the help of signum function. हम signum function का इस्तेमाल करेंगे और इसको पॉजिटिव बना देंगे और उसके बाद फिर ऑर्डिनरी मेथड लगा देंगे. दिस इज अवर स्ट्रेटेजी. ठीक. So what is the degree of difficulty of this problem? For example, we have 1, 2 and 3 polynomials. So that's why capital N is 3. 2 variable problem. So small n is 2 and the degree of difficulty is 0, so that's why we have a unique solution. Now the dual problem is, तो अब हम जब डुअल प्रॉब्लम की बात करेंगे तो हम x1 की बात नहीं करेंगे, अब x1 की पावर x2 की पावर, क्योंकि वो हमें पता है हमें कैसे लिखना है. मैं बताता हूँ कैसे करना है. So maximum of phi s is the signum function because we don't know the sign. Sign may be positive and negative due to this. That's why we are using signum function. And then this square bracket, and inside this square bracket here we have, तो जो हमारे x1 की पावर है वो तो जीरो हो जानी है, x2 की पावर जीरो हो जानी है विद द हेल्प ऑफ ऑर्थोगोनल कंडीशन. तो इसलिए सिर्फ हम कौन सी चीजें लिखेंगे, जो कांस्टेंट है, दिस कांस्टेंट इज डिवाइडेड बाय डेल्टा 1. दैट मीन्स वी आर राइटिंग दिस पार्ट, जैसे हमने पहले एग्जांपल में किया था, दिस कांस्टेंट डिवाइडेड बाय डेल्टा 1, सेकंड कांस्टेंट डिवाइडेड बाय डेल्टा 2, थर्ड कांस्टेंट डिवाइडेड बाय डेल्टा 3 एंड सो ऑन. तो इस पार्ट को लिखेंगे बस. दिस इज कॉल्ड द डुअल. फाइन. हम इसकी ये वाला पार्ट, दिस पार्ट, आई एम नॉट राइटिंग दिस पार्ट बिकॉज दिस इज ऑलरेडी जीरो, ये जीरो होना ही होना है. ठीक. तो ये हम ऑलरेडी लिख देंगे डायरेक्टली. कैसे लिखते हैं, लेट्स सी. सो हियर आई एम राइटिंग द डुअल पार्ट ओनली. सो दिस कांस्टेंट -12 डिवाइडेड बाय माइनस डेल्टा 1. माइनस डेल्टा 1 लिखा है यहाँ, रिमेंबर वाई, बिकॉज माइनस माइनस से माइनस कैंसिल हो जाएगा, पॉजिटिव आ जाएगा. तो जहां पर भी निगेटिव कांस्टेंट होगा उसको हम उसके निगेटिव डेल्टा से डिवाइड करेंगे, कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग निगेटिव डेल्टा. ये चीज़ ध्यान रखने वाली बात है. So that we have a positive value here. Fine. So -12 is divided by minus delta 1 raised to the power minus delta 1. ठीक. Second, 4 divided by delta 2 raised to the power delta 2. Third is positive value, so 3 by delta 3 raised to the power delta 3. And then this square raised to the power signum function, this signum function. I think you understand, where the value of sigma is either positive or negative. या तो इसकी वैल्यू पॉजिटिव 1 है या नेगेटिव 1 है. तो हम देखेंगे, दोनों केस देखेंगे. ठीक है. नाउ अभी मैंने ये वाला पार्ट नहीं लिखा है, वी हैव नॉट रिटन दिस पार्ट. सो नाउ वी आर ट्राइंग टू राइट डाउन, डायरेक्टली कंस्ट्रक्ट दिस इक्वेशन. अब हम इसको डायरेक्टली लिखेंगे. कैसे, लेट्स सी. हियर फॉर दिस polynomial we have minus delta 1, so that's why minus delta 1 multiply by the power of x1. तो x1 की पावर लिख रहे हैं, की इक्वेशन लिख रहे हैं. आई एम राइटिंग दिस पार्ट, आई एम राइटिंग दिस पार्ट. x1 की पावर्स क्या क्या होंगी वो लिख रहे हैं हम. ठीक. so for here we have minus delta 1 multiply by this -3. For second polynomial we have delta 2, so delta 2, x1 की पावर है here -3, so -3 प्लस थर्ड में डेल्टा 3, x1 की पावर है -4, so -4. दिस इज इक्वल टू 0. सेकेंड, नाउ x2 की पावर लिखेंगे तो माइनस डेल्टा 1 मल्टीप्लाई बाय x2 की जो पावर का कोफिशिएंट है 2 प्लस डेल्टा 2 मल्टीप्लाई बाय द पावर ऑफ x2 in the second polynomial, that is 3 plus delta 3. Here we have 2, so this is equal to 0. So these are orthogonality condition. So these are orthogonality condition. Now the normality condition is minus delta 1 this plus delta 2 plus delta 3 is equal to sigma. अब 1 नहीं होगा, sigma होगा. ठीक. This is your normality condition. Normality condition. So here we have sigma and each delta is positive for all I. So this is our problem. Generalized problem is this. And now we will solve the problem. So maximum of delta phi s. Here minimum, so here is maximum because this is the dual problem. क्योंकि ये dual problem है तो ये maximum होगा. ठीक. So maximum of delta is equal to sigma. Then this will be now 12 by delta 1 raised to the power minus delta 1. 4 by delta 2 raised to the power delta 2, 3 by delta 3 raised to the power delta 3, and then sigma, power sigma, where sigma is 1 or -1. And then we have this, that means 3 delta 1 minus 3 delta 2 minus 4 delta 3 is equal to 0, minus 2 delta 1 plus 3 delta 2 plus 2 delta 3 is equal to 0, minus delta 1 plus delta 2 plus delta 3 is equal to sigma, and delta I is positive for all I. So we have to solve this problem. So now since we have sigma is either 1 or minus 1, तो हम दोनों केस को कंसिडर करेंगे. Let's see. So here sigma is 1 or minus 1. So case 1, when sigma is 1, so now we are taking these are two orthogonal condition and this is the normality condition. So here sigma is replaced by 1. Here this sigma we are considering this, पहले हम इसको solve कर रहे हैं. So sigma की जगह हमने 1 रख दिया, 1. So what we will get? We will get this equation. Solve this equation. So after solving this we get, adding all we have, तीनों को जोड़ लिया तो delta 2 minus delta 3 is equal to 1. So delta 2 is 1 plus delta 3. And now from last equation, from this we get minus delta 1 plus 1 plus 2 delta 3 is equals to 1. So ultimately delta 1 is 2 delta 3. And from 1 we get, that means after solving this, आप इसको solve कर लेना, तो we get delta 3 is equal to minus 3, delta 2 is minus 2, delta 1 is minus 6. All are negative values. So not possible as delta is positive. तो ये solution accept नहीं होगा. So this is not accepted. So now consider case 2. Sigma is equal to minus 1. So ये equation same रहेंगी except 1. 1 की जगह क्या हो जाएगा? minus 1. ठीक. So ये orthogonality condition है, ये normality है. Here sigma is replaced by minus 1. So that's why 1 dash, 2 star, 3 star. Again solve these three equations. We get delta 1 is equal to 6, delta is equal to 2, delta 3 is equal to 3. All are positive. And hence accepted. So now ये accept हो गया solution. So now substitute the values. So minimum of f of x is equal to maximum of phi delta is equal to sigma. What is sigma here? Minus 1. So minus 1. We are taking this part. We are writing this part. Sigma is minus 1. 12 by delta 1 raised to the power minus delta 1. Fine. तो हम इसको लिख रहे हैं. So minus 1, 12 by 6 raised to the power minus 6. This is delta 2. This is 4 divided by delta 2. So delta 2 is 2. Raised to the power delta 2. Then 3 divided by delta 3. Delta 3 is 3. 3 raised to the power delta 3 raised to the power minus 1. That means sigma. Sigma is minus 1. This is sigma. ठीक. Then after simplification we get minus 16. And minus 16 is the value of the objective function is minus 16. Now our target is to find out x1, x2, x3. So now we will use the condition to obtain the optimal solution. What we will get? We will get this u1 divided by minus delta 1 is equal to u2 divided by delta 2 is equal to u3 divided by delta 3 is equals to this value minus 16 divided by sigma. ये वैल्यू डिवाइडेड बाय सिग्मा. पहले भी हम यही करते थे, आपको याद हो, हम इसको एफ स्टार से रिप्लेस करते थे. एफ स्टार इज डिवाइडेड बाय 1 करते थे एक्चुअली हम, तो हम उसको 1 को लिखते नहीं थे. ठीक. यहाँ हम 1 की जगह सिग्मा लिख रहे हैं. ठीक. तो पहले भी हमने यही किया था, अभी भी हम यही कर रहे हैं. सो दिस इज एफ स्टार डिवाइडेड बाय सिग्मा, बट सिग्मा इज minus 1. So that's why minus 16 by minus 1 is 16. Now simplify this equation. We get x2 is equal to 1 and x1 is equal to half. So this is the solution. So I think you understand this procedure, how to solve the generalized unconstrained optimization problem. Fine. So with the help of this signum function. This is the example. So now your geometric programming is over. Now in the next video we will discuss about the dynamic programming. तो नेक्स्ट क्लास में हम डायनेमिक प्रोग्रामिंग डिस्कस करेंगे. ओके, थैंक यू.